Oh my god, you're such a good writer.
Oh, it's not me, it's Edgar.
Who the hell is Edgar?
There's a ghost in my body and he is a lyricist.
Well, hello, Teya Salena, all the way from Liverpool.
Hello, hi.
I hope you're doing good. This is Eurostory calling from the Netherlands. It's a website that focuses on stories, but mainly also on lyrics. And that is the main reason that I can talk to you. Because maybe you heard that there is something like the Eurostory Best Lyrics Award. We are giving that out every year for the 7th year in a row. The last 3 years, this award went to Italy. But this year it's a different country because you are the winners of the Eurostory Best Lyrics Award. Congratulations.
We heard yesterday and we were like over the moon. Thank you so much.
Cool. Well, we are very, very happy with your song, especially with the lyrics of the song. I must explain, this was chosen by the readers of our website, but mostly by an expert jury of 40 writers, publishers, and ex-Eurovision participants from 20 different countries.
Wow.
So there was a lot of voting and a lot of serious voting. So even some artists we saw last year, like Marius Baer from Switzerland and Charlotte Riley from Australia, and even one of the guys from Subwoofer were voting.
Wow.
And also, I think one of your friends, actually, Elsie Bay from Norway.
Oh, nice. She was on the jury. So cool.
Yes, she was. And she said, I'm not sure I can vote because I know these two.
Oh,
but,
no.
yes, and I think she even she didn't have to do something with the song, but she was the very, very, very first one you talked to about ghostwriting, right?
Yeah, so we were in a Czech somewhere in camp together with Elsie. And the night before we wrote Who the Hell is Edgar, we were talking to her and we were just talking about what it feels like to write a good song. Like just the sensation of putting something into words. And when the creativity flows through you, it feels kind of like it goes from the back, somehow from above, to your body, into your hands. And it just doesn't feel like your work if it's just a good day of writing. So we kind of agreed on that. And it was just cool to have the conversation and to see like how other songwriters feel that sensation of writing. And that it's just a very similar experience. So the next day when we finished our track of the day, we had an hour left and we were like, okay, let's just write something about that sensation of like ghost writing and like put that somehow into words. Like it doesn't feel like a work. So that was kind of the igniter. Yeah. So Elsie Bay has definitely been a big part of the journey.
Yeah. Well, and I know there has been lots of elements added to the song, but I wonder, do you agree that if you have this state of flow, this wonderful feeling that you're not doing the things yourself, either with composing or writing lyrics, that they always give you the best lyrics or the best melodies?
Definitely. So whenever you think that much about it, right? Yeah, I feel like I think it. It's just if it's like everything's right in the room, like if the vibe is right, if the people are right, if the day is good, if the creativity just comes, if you don't have to force it, that's the best songs that you get. So that's a big part of our journey so far as well, like the authenticity. If something feels right in your gut, then you're doing the right thing. And we've just been like trusting that feeling with everything so far, and it's just gotten us to this space in this place now. So yeah, definitely, those are the best moments that we can have as a writer.
Yeah, and it's kind of paying off, right?
Yeah, I think so. It looks like.
So I know that lots of artists specifically focus on the music, on the arrangements, on the production. You seem to pay a lot of attention to the lyrics as well, otherwise you wouldn't have won this award. What importance do lyrics have for you?
Well, as Teya said before, I started all with Elsie talking about this topic, and we had like Edgar. I think we just wrote the first lines. Then Edgar popped out, and everyone is asking like, who the hell is Edgar? How does this? Like, how did it all started? And now it's like, how should I explain? Yeah, so just help me. Yes, sorry, I'm still learning my English.
Ja, oh, we können es auch auf Deutsch machen, kein Problem.
So you know, I think that maybe the biggest difference, or not difference, but what makes this experience special, at least personally for me, is I'm a songwriter. I've been a songwriter for such a long time, and going to songwriting camps and writing also for Eurovision specifically. And when you're an artist and you're with an artist in a row, and you get the chance to actually write something where you can like really look at the lyrics and where you feel them, which was the case for us. We just put our own frustration with the music business and the whole system into a song without thinking about people actually hearing the lyrics. It gave us so much freedom because we were able to express what we were feeling in that moment and whatever we wanted to say in that moment without like actually overthinking what people are gonna think about it.
Because it wasn't serious, right? So it was more like having fun and just read as it being funny.
Yeah, it was about just being authentic in that moment. And when we submitted it for Eurovision, we definitely did have a second of like, oh, most people are not going to understand what we want to say. Like, most people don't know what an IPI is. Most people don't know what an A&R does. And definitely don't know how much you get per stream on a streaming platform. So it was in that moment that we realized, okay, this is very niche. Should we change it or should we just go with our gut? And we were like, no, let's do this. Let's just put it out. This is what we feel. This is our authentic selves. And then for people actually to care so much and analyze it and like Google it and like get into every line, because of course every line for us has a meaning, and they like really analyzed it. It's just been mind-blowing. Like we get goosebumps every time we think about it or see somebody like really caring about the lyrics, and just it's been insane.
Yeah, we had crying sessions, well, first reaction videos, because they were all like analyzing the lyrics even more than the music video. So yeah, we were like, yeah, and we were analyzing them analyzing our
Analyzing, yeah. Well, for people who like words, that's a pretty good thing to do. But I think actually there are many strengths in this song. It really is also my personal favorite lyrics of this year. But I think I think that the fact that people are going into the lines is maybe, I don't know if you agree here, is maybe because there are jokes in the song as well. It's also light. With the lightness comes the message, maybe.
Yes, I definitely. I think with everything that we did so far, with the music video, with the staging, there's always like a wink to it. So it's you can definitely, if you like, just watch it casually, you can like write it off as like a joke entry and just a fun song to dance to. But you get the vibe of, oh, there's something behind those lyrics and they want to say something more to it. So we think with the whole fun kind of thing and the whole quirkiness of it, you still get the whole vibe of, yes, this also means something. And I think that's what was intriguing for people. Like, why would two girls sing about a dead poet from America? And why would they say IPI in, or what does that mean? And why is it like supposed to be a funny song? And if the lyrics are so important, then why do they have po 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 in the chorus and stuff? So it's just a whole bunch of questions, and I think people are curious by nature anyways, and then they just started analyzing. But it happened so quickly, like it's just been, mind-blowing for us.
The funny thing is, you're talking about this writer, but there actually are two writers in the song. There's a bit of Shakespeare as well.
Yes, exactly.
So for the first time in years, so we, the founders of Eurostory, we are all writers ourselves. So in the normal life, let's say. So we were quite happy that for the first time in many years, there were several writers mentioned in one song.
Yeah.
Also, I must want to point out the technique. Did you use a rhyming dictionary?
Oh, I think we definitely, for some words, went on Rhyme Zone.
Oh yeah,
But Rhyme Zone is like, it's a songwriter's best friend. I feel like people always dismiss Rhyme Zone and say, it's cheesy to use it. But No, sometimes it just gives some inspiration. Yeah, it gives you the inspiration you need. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you get from lyricist to exorcist. But then
yeah,
I'm sure Rhyme Zone didn't tell you that there's another rhyme, which is where Shakespeare is. You must have thought of that alone.
I feel like those of sometimes I think about that when I read through lyrics that I write or that we write, and then there's like internal rhymes happening within sentences, and they're almost never, at least for me, intentional. I feel like it's just something that happens because you get into the feeling of it and the flow of it. Because most of the lines are actually improvised. And just like from the feeling that we had in
As long lines you had in a few seconds.
yeah, like the whole first verse, almost the whole verse is first verse is improvised just from the feeling of it, and the internal rhymes happening is just like a gut feeling that you have when you write. So it wasn't intentional, no.
But still, it's pretty technical. Cool. And then the jokes. Well, one of the funniest things for me is actually the gas station champagne. I mean, why the champagne from a gas station?
Because that never tastes good. Sorry.
And it sounds like you have a lot of experience with gas station champagne.
Meat? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I already tried it and I'm not a fan, I have to say. I only had gas station champagne once. And that was when I was about to move to Berlin and I signed a publishing deal for songwriting, and then a friend and I were like, oh, we have to like celebrate. And then we went to a gas station. Barely took a gas station after singing it. Yeah, not really. Yeah, just because it's signed to a publishing, it's not like you're suddenly real. So we went to a gas station. We got a little champagne bottle. It was the most horrible thing I've ever done. It is. It's also because I don't really drink. I only drink on like special occasions. But apparently the taste of gas station champagne does not agree with me. It's gas station wine and gas station alcohol in general. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then the funniest word to me actually is off. How did you come up with that?
I think we were just, over the 0.003. Yeah, it was like, at least it pays to be fun. That's actually our favorite part of the song as well. Like, at least it pays to be funny, both. Because it's that kind of twist of this meta moment of now in the bridge, we're actually acknowledging that our song is very much a TikTok trend song, like most songs now are. And we're acknowledging this whole, like, we're singing the Popo, we have that viral dance moment. And then at least it pays to be funny is like, we sold out, we sold our souls, and we did this funny song that everyone can dance to. And now at least we're gonna get some money. And then it's just like a whole frustration thing where we were like, and now let's dance again.
Yes.
And when we were in Switzerland, when we were recording the new vocals, I did the us, and then Pele, our manager, he was like, this is the best take you've ever given me. And I don't know if that's frustrating. I don't know if that's a compliment. It's the best one. You can never do it better again.
No.
Yeah.
So now, you said you sold your souls. You also sold your souls to Eurovision. I am sure that there are so many things that you're experiencing now in these days that actually also need to be in a song. Will there be a song about Eurovision?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I thought about that. I'm overthinking everything, and I'm always thinking that I can make a song out of every topic in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna do. Let's see. Yeah, I think so. The thing is, of course, with the whole Eurovision thing, there are some things that are just very much the music business and stuff that we talk about in our song. But at the same time, this has honestly been like the best experience for us. And there's just so much love. So I feel like if we were going to write a song about Eurovision, it would be positive anyways. So yeah, we may be missing this time afterwards. I don't want. Yeah, maybe like the Eurovision depression afterwards.
Yeah, the Eurovision blues. Yeah,
Year and a half.
Okay, so just almost the last question. Are there any song lyrics that you have already written, maybe for yourselves as a solo artist, that are waiting and that you specifically like?
Oh, yeah. Let me think about what might be my favorites.
What's yours? Do you have like one thing in mind?
All my songs are unfinished. Oh, I have a funny one. I'm not sure if that's ever gonna get released. But it's actually a song that I wrote with Elsie Bay. And we had a session in a different songwriting camp in Austria, and then we finished the song in Berlin because now we're our studios in Berlin are not that far away, and we both are moving to Berlin, so we tried to like write together as well, and we wrote a song which is all about like very sarcastic. So the whole chorus is very sarcastic about you're my favorite ex, but that's a lie. So here are all the things that I love that you do, but it's just not true. So one of the lines is like, why would you? So it's like, I love it that I did it higher in bed. Why would you pay my pussy some respect?
Okay, good to know.
Does it feel like it would be so cool on a shirt, like pay my pussy some respect?
It's quite a nice equivalent to another line I saw in one of your songs, actually, Teya.
Yeah.
You're 44, you're throwing a fit. How emotionally manipulative is that shit?
Yeah.
Kind of as strong and as almost the same vibe.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like my writing style is very direct anyways, and just doesn't matter. And like my whole style of like writing and songs and stuff, I don't really have a word for it. Yes, it's pop, it is rock pop and stuff, but it's probably, I would say, just like a bad bitch vibe. So like punchy lyrics work best, like especially like at least it pays to be funny, pay my pussy some respect, and like how emotionally manipulative is that shit. Like stuff like that. It's just very direct to the point, and I feel like I think that's just like a modern way of writing. Because you were more oriented so funny, yeah. Because actually I think I would say I'm the wilder part of us. Yeah, I think definitely. But when it comes to lyrics, I'm thinking about if I can take the word pussy into my lyrics. Yes, go. And you were like, go for it. That was a fact. I should like. Oh, go for it. Yeah, we should definitely. In real life, I'm like the wilder one. Yeah, and then we just switch in. Yeah. Every time people like meet me after hearing my songs and my lyrics, they expect me to be like this fuck girl, bad bitch energy kind of feel, like having, boyfriends every week and stuff. But that's honestly not true. I'm the biggest grandma out there ever. One of my biggest passions is drinking tea and playing puzzles. So, I'm not my lyrics most of the time.
No.
But it's all of that. It's just so fun to like have that liberty and that freedom of just writing stuff and just being direct and being a bad bitch with the lyrics, because people feel like that. It gives them like energy and that's also, I think, why they like our songs. Is that like they can be so loud with the and like put all their frustration out, and it's just so. That's what you do actually when you like yoga or something. They say like breathe out like very loud, and that's what it always feels like when she's doing it on stage. It's like all the energy, not like you're free now. Yeah, but
Also, that's what you're doing. It's not a performance. It's a yoga session.
It's kind of like a yoga session. It's there with that.
Good to know. Good to know.
Writing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And also good to know that you kind of balance out your style of writing with your daily life. So, Salena, I understand that you are more of the poet than with beautiful titles like pretty imperfection.
But I'm not living your life with you writing in your lyrics. Not that wild, you know?
Okay.
That it's such a contrast, right? Like pretty imperfection and stuff. She has a very
But that is
poetic style.
3 years ago, so a lot changed. There's new stuff coming in. It's a little bit more direct. I would say.
Okay. Some more gas station champagne was drunk. And
Yeah.
cool. Okay. So I just have to show you the award. It's here.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry that we are not able to give it to you, but I promised you I will be in Berlin this summer. So we will find some way to give it to you, or we will send it to you. But we will be certain that you will have it in your hands. So congratulations again. I just wanted to conclude with asking you if you have any wise comment for the jury or for the voters about this award.
And thank you for caring. Yeah, I feel like with this song, we kind of highlighted how important songwriters are. And everybody who actually voted, like Magnus and Elsie, they're all amazing songwriters. So just thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for caring about the lyrics, and thank you for this award.
Thank you very much, and have a great Eurovision experience.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much. Bye.
At least it pays to be funny. Ugh.